Hello everyone, we're really excited to share something special with you today. As a company, we've always wanted to create a game that combines both transformative and people fun. And with our latest, most ambitious game, we believe that we have hit that goal. In the game we are about to show you, each player represents a major enterprise: technology, pharmaceuticals, energy. It really is a game the whole family can enjoy. But without further ado,
this is a semi-cooperative dice gambling game where you will play as petty mega-billionaires looking to dominate the economy by betting against your friends, rigging elections together to become too big to fail. Learning how to play is super simple. The asset card represents a piece of the pie that is the economy, and the policy card describes what's happening right now that affects your odds of investing. Invest by placing down a card or multiple cards of the same suit, because the sum of the values determines how many dice you roll, which means better odds. But just before you roll, your fellow billionaires will bid asset cards in a sort of auction, betting that you will fail and hungry to steal your assets. Finally, roll your dice. Ignore all dice except for the highest value. Compare that to the current policy card. If it's a golden die, you profit. Take back your assets, the assets in the middle, and the assets your right will short it against and draw even more assets based on your suit. If it's a gray die, it means you are at a loss. You can cut your losses, which the shorter will take all the cards in play. But you're always welcome to re-roll a loss. Push your luck until you get that sweet, sweet profit, unless... oh no! You bust, meaning you lose everything. You lose your asset cards, you lose their asset cards, the asset cards in the middle, and the shorter takes one asset card from your hand at random. You do not get to reroll, you do not get to pass go, and you do not get to collect $200. Disastrous. Players will take turns gambling and fighting to claim each other's cards like they're wrestling for a knife that will let them cut a pie however they please. But it's during the election that these greedy billionaires will take this knife and point it towards the people. After everyone has taken their turn, it's time for the presidential election, where players will take turns voting for which corporate candidate they would like. Players will have just one card to vote for the preferred corporate candidate, each offering different bonuses for the next round. These votes will go against the liberal and social candidates, with ties breaking to the left. Any corporate candidates not elected, they get taken out and, well, this is bad for all the players, because if you run out of corporate candidates, then you all lose the game. But if the asset deck in the middle is depleted, it means the economy has been subjugated and the billionaires win, with the ultimate billionaire being the one who collected the most asset cards of each sector or suit. The highlight of this game is rolling dice, especially when you want to maximize profits by playing multiple cards. And other players around the table will always be interested in your turn, even if they're not shorting against you, because they just want to see someone lose it all. And re-rolling is free. What's the worst thing that can happen? These mechanics lead to great table of energy and player interaction, which is a perfect example of people fun, one of Lazarus' 4 keys of fun. The dice and the shorting in this game give the players a mean competitive edge, like they're in a cutlass standoff with blades drawn to each other's necks. Oh, and there's a bit of cooperation too, but not forced teamwork, mind you. True cooperation where you actually have a choice of actually cooperating. Players don't want to lose all of the corporate candidates and lose the game, but they'll definitely have disagreements on which corporate candidate to vote for. Maybe the players will work together to outvote the socialists with their scary limitation on the max dice. Or maybe one player will play a strong card for a candidate others refuse to support, betting that the others only played weak cards. Or maybe you don't want to spend a precious asset card, either because you're low on cards or you're just greedy. Well, you can actually abstain from voting and simply draw a card instead, getting rich while others do the work for you. And if you do run out of cards, well, you can simply discard a corporate candidate and draw more cards. You receive a bailout at the expense of making the collective closer to losing. Now, I think it's at this point that we can start talking about the transformative fun. The players concerned about the political theming of this game, that's understandable. Still, this game is great stupid fun for the table, even if you choose to ignore some of the political elements. In fact, some of you may detest playing as bad guys so much that you might want to just sabotage the team and burn the whole ship down. And that is completely valid. But certainly this game would not be as evocative or engaging without its theme. Our guiding principle for the entire development of this game was, how can we make this more elegant? We should limit the number of components. How about limiting the variety of components? How about representing everything with standard sized cards? Let's try to fit this entire game into a small box so you can fit it in your pocket. This game should be simple to learn with minimal admin and fiddle. Trim everything unnecessary. And most importantly, the mechanics should inherently convey the theme, and the theme should make the mechanics easier to understand. I also want to mention that we studied successful board games with heavy theming like Super Hitler and John Company. What made those games work, and how did they integrate their themes without making them overbearing for the players? Has the concept of this game made you feel uncomfortable, gross, slimy even? I mean, you are playing as mega-billionaires, not just corporations. You are the 1% of the 1%. Your wealth functions at an incomprehensible level. You're not just simply purchasing humble company shares, you're swallowing entire industries. This game is designed to entice greed and opposition so that players are a bit mean to each other. You are meant to rejoice when you see a corporate policy card, but then you feel a little awkward when you notice that, oh, it's child labor. Because just like real billionaires, you end up not thinking about the people these policies touch. You only focus about your profit. You rig elections, so you vote in the worst people to bring in the worst policies, stacking the deck so much in your favor that your gambles are just basically victory laps. After all, what's the worst thing that can happen? You became too big to fail.
So, what did you think? Too Big to Fail will be released later today in retailers and on the eShop for $80. Thank you for watching thus far, and we hope you will keep supporting us.